It's a beautiful day at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Today's game, a great matchup between the Chicago Cubs and the Baltimore Orioles. This is Jerry Coleman with you. On the mound for the Baltimore Orioles, Mike Mussina. Up first is Brian McRae. Count 1-0. The pitcher sets. Here's the pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. Into the windup. Here it comes. 3 balls, no strikes. Into the windup. It's on its way. He pops that one. Oh, nice diving catch. Now hitting, Ryne Sandberg. Oh. 1 ball, no strikes. Into the windup. It's on its way. Strike. It's a changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Count 2-1. Into the windup. It's on its way. It's a line drive to the shortstop. He's out. The bases are cleared. Next up, Mark Grace. The pitcher sets. Here's the pitch. Count 1-0. Into the windup, here's the pitch. An infield hit. Throw to first. He's out. The side retired in order. Entering the bottom of the first, we got a scoreless game. Up first is Roberto Alomar. Into the windup. It's on its way. Count 1-0. Strike. 1-1. Into the windup. It's on its way. Strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swung on and missed. Now hitting, Brady Anderson. Into the windup. It's on its way. Count 1-0. Into the windup. Here it comes. Long high fly to right field. He robs him of a hit. The bases are cleared. Now batting, Rafael Palmeiro. The pitcher sets. Here's the pitch.
Strike.
Count 0-1. Into the windup. Here's the pitch. It's a line drive to the shortstop. Throw to first.
Safe.
Safe at first. Base hit. Runner at first base. Up next, Bobby Bonilla. He sets.
Strike.
It's a let-up. Count 0-1. Here's the pitch.
Ball.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Ball.
2 balls, 1 strike. He's ready. Foul. He's ready.
Ball.
The count's full. Here's the windup, the pitch, and he loses him to a walk. Next up, Mike Devereaux. Pitcher gets a sign. A solid shot. Base hit. Bases loaded. Now batting, B.J. Surhoff. Here's the windup, the pitch.
Strike.
0-1. Here's the pitch. Hits a grounder to first.
Out.
He's nailed for an out. At the end of the first inning, the game remains scoreless. Up first is Sammy Sosa.
Ball.
1 ball, no strikes. Into the windup. Here it comes. Heading for the wall, a deep drive to center field.
Out.
Routine play. Now batting, Jose Hernandez. There it goes, a deep drive to the outfield. It hits the wall. Double. Runner on second. Now batting, Luis Gonzalez. Ground ball. Throw to
Out.
first base. He makes
Safe.
the out. Safe at third. Runner in scoring position. Now batting, Scott Service. Here's the windup, the pitch.
Ball.
1-0. Here's the pitch.
Ball.
2-0. Here's the windup, the pitch. It's hooking, hooking. Foul. Pitcher gets a sign. A foul ball. Here's the pitch. That one rolls foul. A foul. Here's the pitch.
Safe.
Safe. Here's the windup, the pitch.
Ball.
The count's full. Here's the pitch. And he loses him to a walk. Next up, Dave Magadan. Here's the windup, the pitch.
Ball.
Count 1-0. He's ready. Foul. The throw to third. Safe at third. Here's the pitch. Infield hit. He's got it. Throw to first. He scores. Safe at first. RBI single. Runner on first and second. Now batting, Felix Fermin. Here's the windup, the pitch.
Strike.
0-1. Here's the windup, the pitch. That one rolls foul. Swings and misses for the out. In the middle of the second inning, the Cubs won, the Orioles nothing. Up first, Cal Ripken. Into the windup. Here it comes. It's a hit. Throw to first. He's nailed for an out. The bases are cleared. Next up, Eddie Murray. The pitcher sets. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. Base hit. Runner at first base. Now batting, Chris Hoyles. Here's the pitch. Fastball. 0-1. It's hooking. Foul. He's ready.
Ball.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Foul ball. Here's the pitch.
Ball.
2-2. Here's the pitch. High fly, straightaway center field.
Out.
He's out. Runner on first base. Now batting, Roberto Alomar. A foul ball. Here's the windup, the pitch. Line drive to left field. It hits the wall. The throw home. He scores. An RBI triple. Runner on third. Now batting, Brady Anderson. There goes a deep drive to right field. It hits the wall. The Orioles go ahead by a single run. It's an RBI double. Runner on second. Now batting, Rafael Palmeiro. Line drive. He throws to third. Throws to second. Safe at second. It's a base hit. Runner on first and second. The next batter, Bobby Bonilla. Pitcher gets a sign.
Ball.
1-0. He sets. That one rolls foul. Here's the pitch.
Ball.
Count 2-1. Pitcher gets a sign. It's an infield hit. Throw to first base. He makes the play. At the end of the second inning, the Cubs come up. Up first, Brian McRae. He's 0 for 1 in today's game. Into the windup, here's the pitch.
Ball.
1 ball, no strikes. Into the windup, here it comes.
Ball.
Low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Into the windup, here it comes. High fly, straightaway center field. Off the wall. He belted that one for a double. Runner on second. Now batting, Ryan Sandberg. He's ready.
Strike.
Change up. 0-1. He's ready. It's hooking, hooking. Foul. He's ready.
Ball.
Low and inside. The count 1-2. He's ready.
Ball.
2-2. Ground ball. He throws to third. Safe at third. Base hit. Runners at the corners. Up next, he's 0 for 1 in today's game. Mark Grace. It's hooking, hooking. Foul. Here's the pitch.
Ball.
1 ball, 1 strike. Up the middle. Dumps it over to second. Runner scores. He makes the play. Runner on first base. Now batting, Sammy Sosa. That's a hit. A scratch single. Runner on first and second. Now batting, Jose Hernandez. Here's the windup, the pitch.
Ball.
1 ball, no strikes. He's ready. It's a line drive to the shortstop. He makes the out.
Safe.
Safe. Runner on first and second. Up next, Luis Gonzalez. Here's the windup,
Safe.
the pitch. He's safe at second base. Here's the pitch. Ball is hit. It's a base hit. Bases are loaded. Now batting, Scott Service. Here's the pitch.
Ball.
1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch.
Strike.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Ball.
Count 2-1. Line drive. This one rolls to the wall. The Cubs go ahead by a single run. It's the second runner scoring. It's an RBI double. Runners on second and third. Next up, Dave Magadan. He's 1 for 1. Here's the windup, the pitch.
Ball.
1 ball, no strikes.
Ball.
2-0.
Ball.
3 balls, no strikes. It's hooking. Foul. Here's the pitch.
Strike.
Took something off of it. The count, 3-2. Here's the pitch. And he loses him to a walk. Now batting, Felix Fermin. Here's the windup, the pitch.
Ball.
1 ball, no strikes.
Strike.
Took a little off. Count 1-1. Here's the pitch.
Strike.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. He hits it.
Out.
He makes the out. In the middle of the third, the Cubs 4, the Orioles 2. Up first is Mike Devereaux.
Ball.
1 ball, no strikes. High fly, center field.
Out.
Routine play. Now batting, B.J. Surhoff. Into the windup. Here it comes.
Ball.
Count 1-0.
Ball.
2-0. Line drive. Throw to
Out.
first. He's out. The next batter, Cal Ripken. Into the windup. Here it comes.
Strike.
0-1. Here's the pitch.
Ball.
1-1. Into the windup. It's on its way. There's a hard shot to left field.
Out.
Routine play. That was an incredible inning for the pitcher. At the end of the third, the Cubs take the lead. Up first, he's 1 for 2. Brian McRae. Into the windup. Here it comes.
Ball.
1 ball, no strikes. Into the windup. Here's the pitch.
Out.
He's out. The bases are cleared. The next batter, Ryan Sandberg. Here's the pitch. There goes a deep drive to right field.
Out.
He's nailed for an out. Now batting, Mark Grace. Here's the pitch.
Ball.
1 ball, no strikes. Into the windup. It's on its way.
Strike.
It's a let-up. 1-1. Here's the windup. The pitch.
Ball.
2-1. Into the windup. It's on its way. He crunched that one. It's off the wall. He belted that one for a double. Runner on second. Next up, Sammy Sosa. He's 1 for 2. Pitcher gets a sign.
Strike.
Count 0-1. Here's the pitch. There's a deep drive to left field.
Out.
Routine play. In the middle of the fourth, the Cubs 4, the Orioles 2. Up first is Eddie Murray. A foul ball.
Ball.
1 ball, 1 strike. Into the windup, here's the pitch. Line drive. A scratch single. Runner at first base. Now batting, Chris Hoyle.
Strike.
It's a let-up. 0-1. Foul. A foul.
Strike.
Swung on and missed. Now batting, Roberto Alomar. Here's the windup, the pitch.
Ball.
1 ball, no strikes. Here's the windup, the pitch.
Strike.
1-1. He's ready. It's a line drive to the shortstop.
Out.
He's out.
Safe.
He's safe. Runner at first base. Now hitting, Brady Anderson. He's 1 for 2.
Strike.
Count 0-1.
Ball.
1-1. He's ready.
Ball.
Count 2-1.
Strike.
2-2. He's ready. It's hooking, hooking. Foul. He's ready. Right down the line.
Out.
He's nailed for an out. After 4 innings, the Cubs lead. Up first, Jose Hernandez. He's 1 for 2. Into the windup, it's on its way. Ground ball. Throw to first.
Safe.
Safe at first. It's a base hit. Runner at first base. Up next, Luis Gonzalez. He's 1 for 1. Here's the windup, the pitch. Man, he knocked the seams off the ball. It hits the wall. Base hit. Runners at first and second. Now batting, Scott Service. Here's the pitch. Change up. 0-1.
Ball.
1-1. Here's the windup. The pitch.
Strike.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Ball.
The count, 2-2. Called strike. He's out of there. The next batter, Dave Magadan. Ground ball. Runner scores. It's an RBI double. Runner on second and third. Up next, Felix Fermin. He's 0 for 2. Blooper to left.
Out.
He's out.
Safe.
Safe at second. Runner on second and third. Up next, Brian McRae. He's 1 for 3. Pitcher gets a sign. It's a hit. The throw to the plate. He scores. RBI single. Runners on first and third. Now batting, Ryne Sandberg. Line shot to the second baseman.
Out.
He makes the play. It's the middle of the 5th inning. The Cubs, 6. Baltimore Orioles, 2. Up first, Rafael Palmeiro. He's 2 for 2. Into the windup. Here it comes.
Ball.
1 ball, no strikes. Foul. Here's the pitch.
Ball.
2 balls, 1 strike. Into the windup. Here's the pitch. High fly, center field.
Out.
He's out. The bases are clear. The next batter, Bobby Bonilla.
Ball.
Count, 1 ball, no strikes.
Ball.
Way outside. Count, 2-0. Here's the windup. The pitch. An infield hit.
Out.
He's nailed for an out. The bases are clear. Now batting, Mike Devereaux. Into the windup. Here's the pitch. Blooper to left.
Out.
He robs them of a hit. That was an incredible inning for the pitcher. After 5 innings of play, the Cubs add 2 runs. Up first is Mark Grace. Into the windup. It's on its way. Line drive. Throw to first. He's out. Now batting, Sammy Sosa. Into the windup. Here it comes. Ground ball. Throw to first base. He makes the out. Now hitting, Jose Hernandez. He's 2 for 3. Heading for the wall, a deep drive to center field. It hits the wall. Double. Runner on second. Now hitting. He's 2 for 2. Luis Gonzalez. There it goes, a deep drive to the outfield. He's out. In the middle of the 6th inning, the Cubs lead. Up first, B.J. Surhoff. He's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. Foul ball.
Ball.
1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. He crunched that one. Off the wall. Double. A runner on second. Now batting, Cal Ripken. Here's the windup. The pitch.
Strike.
Count 0-1.
Ball.
Count 1-1. Foul ball.
Strike.
Swings and misses for the out. Now batting, Eddie Murray. He's ready. There's a hard shot to first.
Out.
He's nailed for an out. Safe at third. Runner in scoring position. Next up, he's 0 for 2. Chris Hoyles. Here's the pitch. Long high fly to right field. Runner scores. This one rolls to the wall. It's an RBI double. Runner on second. The next batter, Roberto Alomar. Here's the windup. The pitch. It's an infield hit.
Out.
He makes the out. After 6 full innings, the Cubs lead. Up first, he's 1 for 2. Scott Service. Here's the pitch.
Ball.
Count 1-0. Here's the windup. The pitch. It's hooking. Foul. A foul. Into the windup. Here's the pitch. Up the middle. A base hit. Runner at first base. The next batter, Dave Magadan. On the mound for the Baltimore Orioles, Armando Benitez. Here's the pitch.
Strike.
Count 0-1. Here's the pitch. Bunted it. Dumps it over to second. He's nailed for an out. Runner at first base. Now batting, Felix Fermin. Here's the windup. The pitch.
Ball.
1-0. He sets. An infield hit. A base hit. Runners on first and second. Now batting, Brian McRae. Here's the windup. The pitch.
Ball.
1 ball, no strikes. Here's the windup. The pitch.
Strike.
Count 1-1. Here's the windup. The pitch. Popped up.
Out.
He robs him of a hit.
Safe.
Safe at second. Runner on first and second. Now hitting, Ryan Sandberg. He's 1 for 4.
Safe.
Throws to second. He's safe at second base.
Ball.
1-0.
Ball.
Count 2-0. Foul.
Ball.
He's a 3-1. Pitcher gets a sign.
Strike.
The count 3-2. Line drive. The runner scores. RBI single. Runners at the corners. Up next, Mark Grace. He's 1 for 4. Here's the pitch.
Ball.
Low and outside. Count 1-0. Here's the pitch. That one rolls foul.
Strike.
He let up on that one. 1-2. Here's the pitch.
Ball.
2-2.
Ball.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the windup. The
Safe.
pitch. Safe at first. He sets. Hard shot to third.
Out.
He makes the out in the middle of the 7th inning. The Cubs lead. Up first is Brady Anderson. The pitcher sets. Here's the pitch. There goes a rocket to the right fielder.
Out.
He makes the out. The bases are clear. Now batting, Rafael Palmeiro. Into the windup. Here it comes. Popped up. He's nailed for an out. Now hitting. He's 0 for 2. Bobby Bonilla. The pitcher sets. Here's the pitch.
Strike.
Count 0-1. Into the windup. Here it comes.
Ball.
Way outside. Count 1-1.
Ball.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Ball.
He's a 3-1. The
Strike.
count's full. Here's the pitch. And he loses him to a walk. Now batting, Mike Devereaux. Here's the pitch.
Ball.
Count 1 ball, no strikes. Throw to
Strike.
first. Not in time. He's ready.
Strike.
It's a let-up. 1-1. Long high fly to right field.
Out.
He makes the out. After 7 full innings, the Cubs add 1 run. Up first, Sammy Sosa. He's 1 for 4. Into the windup, it's on its way. Deep drive to center field. Off the wall. Dumps it over to second. Safe at second. He belted that one for a double. Runner on second. Now batting, Jose Hernandez. Pitcher gets a sign. That one rolls foul.
Ball.
Count 1-1.
Ball.
Count 2-1. He's ready.
Ball.
He's a 3-1. Pitcher gets a sign, and he loses him to a walk. Now batting, Luis Gonzalez. Here's the pitch. Bunted it. He throws to third.
Safe.
He makes the play. He's safe at second base. Runner on first and second. Now batting, Scott Service.
Ball.
1 ball, no strikes. He's ready.
Strike.
Split-fingered fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. It's hooking. Foul. Here's the pitch. Called strike. He's out of there. Now batting, Dave Magadan.
Strike.
He throws to third. Dumps it
Strike.
over to second. Safe at second. A
Strike.
slider. 0-2. The throw to
Strike.
second. Safe at second. Here's the windup. The pitch. A foul ball. He's ready. Called strike. He's out of there. After 8.5 innings, the Cubs 7, Baltimore Orioles 3. Up first is B.J. Surhoff. The pitcher sets. Here's the pitch.
Ball.
1 ball, no strikes. Here's the windup. The pitch. Fastball. 1-1. A slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Into the windup. It's on its way. Line drive. Base hit. Runner at first base. Up next, Cal Ripken. This guy is 0 for 3 in today's game. Bunt down the third baseline. He slides, safe at second. Safe at first. Base hit. Runner on first and second. Next up, Eddie Murray. He's 2 for 2. He's ready. Safe at second. Here's the pitch. Safe. Here's the pitch. 0-1. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. A scratch single. Bases loaded. Now batting, Chris Hoyles. He's ready. 0-1. Here's the windup. The pitch. Line drive to left field.
Out.
He's out. Bases loaded. Now batting, Roberto Alomar. Here's the windup. The pitch. 0-1. Here's the pitch. It's an infield hit. The throw to the plate. He scores. RBI single. Bases are loaded. Now batting, Brady Anderson. Here's the pitch. Took a little off. 0-1. It's hooking. Foul. Here's the pitch. Could be. Grand slam. Now hitting. He's 2 for 4. Rafael Palmeiro. On the mound for the Chicago Cubs, Terry Adams. Into the windup, here's the pitch.
Ball.
1 ball, no strikes. Into the windup, here it comes. 1-1. There's a line drive straightaway center field. A scratch single. Runner at first base. The next batter, Bobby Bonilla. It's hooking. Foul. Here's the windup. The pitch. Hits a grounder to first. Base hit. Runner on first and second. Now batting, Mike Devereaux. It's hooking. Foul. Pitcher gets a sign.
Strike.
The 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Called strike. He's out of there. Next up, B.J. Surhoff. He's 2 for 4. He's ready. He smacked it. This one rolls to the wall. He scores. He gets the ribby. Runners at the corners. Next up, Cal Ripken. He's 1 for 4. Man, he knocked the seams off the ball. A runner scores. It's off the wall. The throw home. It's the second runner scoring. It's an RBI double. Runner on second. Now batting, Eddie Murray. Pitcher gets a sign. Foul ball. Pitcher gets a sign. That could mean real trouble. A 2-run blast to left. Up next, he's 1 for 4. Chris Hoyles. Into the windup. It's on its way. Fastball. 0-1. Here's the pitch. Line drive. A base hit. Runner on first base. Now batting, Roberto Alomar.
Strike.
Count, 0-1. Long high fly to right field.
Out.
He's nailed for an out after 8 full innings of play. The Orioles, 13. The Cubs, 7. Up first, Felix Fermin. He's 1 for 4.
Strike.
0-1. Into the windup. Here it comes. Line drive. He's got it. Throw to first. He's safe at first. A scratch single. Runner at first base. Now batting, Brian McRae. Here's the pitch. It's hooking. Foul. Up the middle. He throws to first. Not in time. Base hit. Runner on first and second. The next batter, Ryan Sandberg. Here's the pitch. A foul. Here's the pitch.
Ball.
1 ball, 1 strike. Line drive. The throw to third. He's nailed for an out. He's safe at second base. Runners at first and second. Now batting, Mark Grace. Here's the pitch. He pops that one.
Out.
He's out.
Out.
Double play. The Orioles win.